So interest rates just went down by 0.5%. Yes and no. There's a lot of misinformation about this right now going around with realtors and mortgage folks, and just a general misperception that the Federal Reserve that just met, that announced the 0.5% decrease, controls mortgage rates. They do not. They have zero control over mortgage rates. The Federal Reserve simply controls a short-term borrowing rate called the federal funds rate. That federal funds rate is tied to certain things like home equity lines of credit, some car loans, some credit cards, things of that nature, but they have zero control over mortgage interest rates. What mortgage rates care about, there's a variety of things, inflation being number one, but what mortgage rates care about is they care about expectations in situations like this. In any type of announcement, the market participants, people that buy stocks and bonds and all of these types of financial instruments, they make bets on what they think is going to happen. And then the result, when that thing happens, is whether it came out at expectation or better than expectation or worse than expectation. So the big decline in interest rates that we've seen over the last month or so was the market making a bet that the Federal Reserve was going to cut 0.5%. And I've been saying this for a week or two now in my consultations with my clients, that we actually could have a situation if the Federal Reserve had only cut interest rates 0.25% today, mortgage rates likely would have gone up. They would have moved inverse of one another. Because if the market was expecting a 0.5% decrease and the Fed only delivered 0.25% decrease, then the market would have reacted negatively and sold off. Rates would have gotten higher. So I said I would not be super excited about this Fed meeting. I think it's going to lead to lower interest rates because of that expectation, and that it would take a very large, an even larger decrease of 0.75%, or some very dovish language in the press conference alluding to much more rate cuts in the near term. But that if it came out at 0.5% and the language in the press conference and the release were relatively balanced, that we were going to see almost no reaction to mortgage rates. And in fact, as of this moment, mortgage rates are slightly worse on the day. So no, the Federal Reserve did not cut mortgage rates or all interest rates by 0.5%. They can cut the federal funds rate. The federal funds rate is going to make some things cheaper, but mortgage rates are unchanged. So don't buy the hype. I will say though that we are in the first inning of heading back down the other side of the mountain after the last couple years of rate increases. So take heart in that. Rates will be heading lower here, but it's going to be a bumpy road down, just like it was on the way up. It didn't go up in a straight line. It's not going to go down in a straight line. But overall, you can expect that in the coming months and coming year that I feel very strongly we will see lower interest rates, but not so much today.